Alright, what's going on, strugglers? Welcome to a new trade recap. And today was Tuesday, and today's price action, man, it was a little bit tricky, but I managed to get one of my biggest win, which is really nice. But I'm gonna be honest, it's not that I'm necessarily proud of it, but I'm just a little bit lost. And the reason why is that a couple of weeks ago, so 2 or 3 weeks ago, when I just started trading futures, one of my main rules was that I set to myself after like losing multiple trade was to take just one trade a day. And the reason why is that sometimes I just didn't know what I was really looking for in the beginning, but after like really laying out my strategy and after taking some wins and building my confidence, like I'm realizing that I'm a little bit more comfortable when I'm trading. I know what I'm looking for. I know when to actually like I know to recognize my setup right now compared to before where I just really wasn't sure. I was testing it out, but yeah, today even though I took a great win, I took a lot of trades, and the reason why is that I had a main setup that I wanted to take, but I actually took a small win in the beginning and ended up losing the profits by taking multiple trades. So instead of just talking, I'm just going to show you guys in the charts. But basically, I did not trade once today. I did not take just one setup. I took multiple setups, and now it's leaving me a little bit confused because it's not it wasn't necessarily a bad thing. It's because I knew that my setup was forming, but I was just entering early and taking some small losses. And but yeah, I'm just gonna go over the trades honestly because I'm yapping too much. But coming into today on NQ, as you can see, we were in this bullish 4 hour Favari gap, right? So I'm basically thinking that price should go a little bit higher, react off of it, right? But as you can see, sorry, on yes, coming into market open, right? We were we well during Asia session we respected this 1 hour bearish Favari gap. We went lower, took out the low. Then we also have this small 1 hour Favari gap right here, as you can see, a really sneaky 1 hour Favari gap. Um, sorry, right here with this clean order block. So I'm expecting price to have a rejection from that and actually maybe take out this 4 hour candle low to maybe like form an SMT and then go higher to respect the 4 hour Fair gap. So coming into market open, that's what I was mainly looking for. And on NQ, I actually took a small win right at market open, as you can see right here. So on yes, I'm trying to find myself because there's a lot of candles, right? So right here on NQ, as you can see, right at market open, we had disrespected this 15 minute bearish gap, and we're still in that 1 hour Favari gap that I'm talking about on yes. So I'm just expecting a rejection off of this 1 hour Favari gap to potentially target this low right here, right? And that's what we did. So right at market open, right here on the 5 minute, I saw that we had formed an SMT respecting this 5 minute Fair gap, showing me that we are currently disrespecting this 15 minute gap. And that's where I told myself, all right, price is most likely going to go lower, and this lower is most likely going to be the manipulation leg to go higher. So like honestly, today's price action was tricky, but that was my plan, and it worked out really nicely in the beginning. So I took, I think, my trade right here with a full confirmation with a 1.5. It wasn't a 2, it was a 1.5. So I think I entered somewhere here with like a big stop loss just to be sure, but I had a 1.5 win. And after taking out that low right here, I actually formed an SMT at that time right here, and that's where price was really tricky. And the reason why is that we had formed an SMT with ES right here, right? And basically now we can potentially respect fully this 4 hour gap to go higher to these highs, right? And after taking that out low and forming that manipulation leg, that's where I was looking to go higher. Higher where? Firstly, into some internal liquidity in the form of this 15-minute gap right here, which it was beautiful, beautiful. Now, my mistake is that I was already looking to target these highs, which are London session and Asia session highs. So I had like a high like TP, right? So as you can see, right here, that's when I had my first entry right here with a stop loss, forming this small 1 minute fair value gap, targeting the moon. That's my first mistake. Now, instead of targeting that 15-minute gap right here, which would have been perfect, perfect, because we can expect some rejection off of that 15-minute gap, right? And yeah, I targeted all the way right here to these highs. I was thinking that price was most likely going to inverse this gap and go higher, right? And price ended up going into the 15-minute gap right here, tapping which would have been like the perfect trade, just targeting some internal liquidity. Don't need to aim that much, right? But price ended up rejecting off of this 15-minute gap and stopping me out at break even, right? So from that point, I am up 1.5 hour from this down trade right here, and I'm at break even right here. Now, as you can see, we had this big consolidation phase, and that's when honestly it could have went bad because I don't even remember. That's the thing. I think I took like 3 trades inside of this consolidation, thinking constantly that we're going higher, and if I remember correctly, I was stopped out in this trade, right? And yeah, we went higher. Like I just wasn't sure what was going on. And the thing now looking back is that we had news at 10 a.m. So it was best to just wait for the news, right? And basically, we ended up respecting this 15-minute gap, going lower, right? And um, after taking out that low right here that I was talking about on the hourly, right? So like it's insane. Like honestly, I don't know how to explain it, but there's like a momentum to price action where once I catch that momentum and I know where price is going, like that's when my setup forms. And what I mean by that is that look, we have this 1 hour bearish gap, right? That I'm looking to respect to target this low right here, right? On on NQ, sorry, we had this 15-minute bearish gap. Now my idea was to go lower from this 15-minute gap and ES go lower from that 1 hour gap, take out the low and form an S&P with NQ, and that's exactly what happened. So what ended up happening, we had this chop right here, and I remember I entered off of this 15-minute opposing bearish gap thinking that we're going to inverse it, and as soon as I saw price reject from it, I got out, took a small loss, and then I actually tried to short right here to respect the 5-minute gap to go lower, and then I just wasn't sure. I stopped the trade. So that's my main mistake. Sometimes I try to get in really fast. I'm just not patient enough to fully wait for my setup to present itself. But what I've been realizing is that sometimes, like, I need data to realize that my setup is forming. Like, what I mean by that is that I don't really know yet that my setup is presenting itself, but once I realized that we had taken this low right here, respecting the 1 hour gap, that's when like I was sure that we were going higher on NQ, right? So we were chopping, and then once I saw yes, took out that low, we formed this SMT right here. Like that's when like everything aligned for me, and that's when I was like, oh my god, okay, we were just respecting the 1 hour gap on yes, that's it. As soon as we had this SMT drop down to the 1 minute, right? Now we can respect the 4 hour gap that I'm talking about like constantly. And yeah, we had this SMT like beautiful inversion of this 1 minute, and now I can target the highest, the double top that we had, which was an easy draw on liquidity. Like this is just beautiful. Like this is art to me. Like I was so like, it's just so satisfying looking at price action move where you know it's going right. It's just I'm still making some mistakes, man. Honestly, like I'm still being impatient. Honestly, looking back, like this move down, I don't even need to get in that move. It's risky, it's a lot of manipulation. It's best to just wait and be sure that we had this setup presenting. And yeah, um, that's the thing is that if I had stopped trading after this setup, I would have missed the initial setup that I wanted to take, right? So that's where I'm like a little bit confused on if I should take 2 trades a day or one. I'm just gonna figure it out as soon as I trade every day. But like if you're watching and you're confused as fuck on what I'm trying to say during this video, I completely get you because I'm a little bit confused myself. Like this day was really complicated, honestly. It was a lot of like trying to catch the momentum of yes, sweeping the low and making that SMT to go higher, but it finally played out. It played out really late into the session, like at 10:40. But I'm realizing that when we have news at 10 a.m., it's honestly best to wait after the news because there's a lot of manipulation during that phase during that time. And yeah, that was the trade recap today. Absolute beautiful trade. I think it was a 1 to 3. I made like 1.2k. I'm at 51 for 26, so halfway there to pass the account. But honestly, I'm trying not to focus on that because it's gonna take time. I'm just going day by day. But yeah, honestly, like I think what I'm gonna do is that if I take a loss, a full like $400 loss, I'm gonna be gone for the day. And if I take a win and I really see again like a perfect setup playing out, like I'm gonna take another trade because if I lose, I'm gonna end up making 1% because I basically go for 1 to 2 usually. But yeah, I'm still not really sure, but I need to like really know what my rules should be because if I keep going like that where I'm just not sure if I should take 1 trade a day, then one day I'm just gonna spiral out, tilt, and just take a lot of trades. So I think I'm gonna stick with 1 trade a day, but I don't know, man. I'm just confused myself. But if you have any advice and you're watching, please feel free to let me know. But yeah, I'm getting a little bit more comfortable, honestly, on the charts. Like I know my setup. I just need to just show up every day, build data, and build confidence, and hopefully I'm gonna pass this account. But yeah, that was it for today, guys. If you're still watching, thank you. Sorry if I was so confusing. Like this recap was complicated, but that's trade recap for today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.